Hello, so in this video we're going to be looking at inverse functions. Now, inverse functions are functions which take us back from our output so we can find the original input of the function. So it takes you from the range back to the domain. Now, to be able to find an inverse, the function must be one-to-one, and the reason for that is if you had a many-to-one function, if we have the input, we don't know which was the output, we don't know which was the input which gave us that answer. So if you had, for example, y equals x squared, and you knew y was 4, you wouldn't know whether x was plus 2 or minus 2. Okay, so here's a little example. We have f of x equals 3x. So if we knew the answer was 9, how would we know what the original x value was? Well, we would divide our 9 by 3 and would get back to 3. So we can see the inverse of this is quite straightforward. It would just be x divided by 3. Now, when you do these questions, there's a sort of process you want to do, and although we can easily see what the answer, the inverse of this one would be x over 2, because it's multiplied by 2, the opposite of multiplication is division. You want to learn the process, you want to know the steps, and then when it's more complicated, you know what you're doing. So the first step is you let y equal your function, so y equals 2x. Then you rearrange it to make x the subject of the equation. So here we just need to divide by 2. Then we swap our x's and y's, so we let that x become y and that y become x, and then we state it in terms of the inverse notation. So the inverse function of x is x over 2. Okay, we'll just do another example. So we let our function equal y, we make x the subject of the equation, so we add 1 and divide by 3. We swap our x's and y's, and then we state our inverse in the inverse function notation. So f to the minus 1 of x, or the inverse function of x, is x plus 1 over 3. Now, as we've already said, it's important that you have a one-to-one function. Now, it is possible by restricting the domain, you can make a many-to-one function into a one-to-one function. And you can't do that, but if the question limits the domain, then it's possible to find the inverse. So if we have y equals x squared, we can see that that's a many-to-one function because we have this input here will give this answer there, and this input there gives the same one. But if I restrict my domain, so I restrict my x values and only have positive x, you can see I've only got half of it, and now I'm back to a one-to-one function. And then for sine x, if you remember what sine x looks like, it's sort of, this is going to be rubbish. Here we go, there we go. Like that. But if I restrict it to 90, I'm only taking this portion. And you can see in that portion, I only have one answer for every y value. We'll only have one x value. Okay, I hope that's helpful. I've got another video on inverse functions to do with the graphs of inverse functions. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Bye.